goes to the rival series. The loser is out of the tournament. The commentary, Wavepunk and Lawler. Take it away, guys.
Thanks so much, Axel Toss. I mean, Excel did beat Method earlier, so sometimes the seeding's wrong, but generally, Cloudfuel has been correct so far. And EHAWKERZ, yeah, they were so far down our seeding list that they printed out here that they didn't actually make it onto the list here. So we were like, what's their seed? I don't know what these guys.
I mean, that's the beauty of it, though, man, because there's a team chance for these guys to just surprise everybody. We've seen it multiple times. Remember, Team Solid was everybody's favorite with, like, Seeks, Reganom, and Data. Like, we could have another story like that, and that's the exciting part, like Axtos was talking about.
Yeah, absolutely could. And EHAWKERZ, they might have been the team that knocked Doomsy into the lower bracket, but it was actually FMW who beat them down there, just to clear that up. So Ascendance making a run here with an opportunity, a team that nobody was expecting to make it this far. Cloudfuel seeding him well outside the top 16, and Ascendance just barely making the cut, and up there at 15 into his top 16 teams, which is well, I guess actually technically since we have 2 teams already qualified, 16 is actually technically out of the rival series. So one of these teams, though, is going to upset expectations, is going to defy expectations here because one of these teams makes it into rival series and one of these teams goes home. Let's find out which one it is. I'm excited to see these guys play. There's a lot on the line here, because if you don't make it this, you have to make it into rival series next season to make it into RLCS the following season. So these guys really do want to make it in here, be able to get their Rocket League careers kicked off here. It is Ascendance in the blue, populated by Zeto, Classics, and Stake, which that is just monumentally confusing. We already have a Classics in the Championship Series, and here we have a Classic without the S on the end.
But there is an apostrophe.
EHAWKERZ made up of Danny, Anna, QCR, GCR, and Control, I believe. So some new names here on the pitch. Some exciting Rocket League inbound for sure. So the ball will spend some time in both halves here. Both teams getting the feel for how they want to play this one here. GCR going to try and play it up to the midfield, and Stakes right there. And he gets the touchdown. Danny's able to pick it up. Here comes Control over the top, back into the corner. Danny out to GCR. It's right there with a slow but nice fake, and GCR will finish this one off. That is EHAWKERZ with the lead.
Danny able to get that pinch off the wall and leading inside, but rather than forcing it, you see that break check. Takes a lot of confidence to make plays like that, as it can go wrong very quickly. Well played by GCR.
I would love to hear the story behind GCR 710. That is a unique gamer tag. What a shot by Zeto, shut down by GCR. We'll get that one away. It was upper 90, and it looked like it was going in, but the defense will close it out, and EHAWKERZ will hold on to the lead here. Ascendance now trying to push out over the top of one. GCR in the back, moving it up, Control to the side. It'll be Danny making up the rear here in the back of the net. Shot wide from Ascendance. A demolition on the Classics means he spawns on the back line. He'll spawn right in front of the ball there. Be able to get it past 2. It's just GCR here, but he wins the 50-50, drops it to Control. Cannot get it out of the corner. Stake and Zeto now. Ball Control, moving upfield. Danny will play it over the top. GCR will give it a bit more juice to move into the corner. Classic now back out to middle. Zeto downfield, a bit high of the net, but GCR misses an opportunity here. Stake takes the shot, puts it in, and ties the game.
Similar shots we saw before, the previous one being a save in favor of EHAWKERZ, but not that one. A lot of pepper, able to put that down and in. Shot placement could have been a little bit wider, but still hitting that crossbar makes it super difficult to read.
And when your teammate misses the midair clear, the goalie then all of a sudden has to kick it up and realize, oh, I have to defend now. I was expecting you to get the clear, but here it comes. There's a tie game. Game number 1 here. Danny now looking for Control, but does not make ball control and stay able to get that 50-50 in his favor. GCR with a clear now, and Classic over to the side into the corner. Zeto hangs out in net, he'll move out. Now Stake down the field. Into the corner. Gets a pass 2 into the box. Danny doesn't have a very good touch, but it's enough to get it past Classic. Zeto will not be able to get the shot as he gets zoned in the midfield. Anna will win the 50-50. Crossing halftime here, still 1 apiece. In game number 1, winner moving into the rival series. Zeto shot there. Good placement, but just a bit too high. Close to being an excellent goal. Danny moves Moves it laterally. Zeto gets all of that one, puts it into the box, and GCR gets dunked on, but it's still wide. Classic's trying to wrap this around. Zeto comes in. GCR kills one, puts it back into the corner. The only option he really had is Zeto was right there to try and take a shot. Stake now upfield. The rest of his team falling back for boost. That'll be EHAWKERZ taking advantage of passivity and able to move that one into the blue box. Now Classic over the top of one, just GCR in the back. Control, continue this one through, into the corner. The boost star from GCR, the shot on net. Zeto gets the save, but it's straight up, and Classic doesn't get much of it either. Control plays it over to the side, and Anna will think about it in the back here.
Good job by Stake, taking a couple extra touches there despite no boost. Buying just enough time for not only the boost respawn, but also the ability for his teammates to get back in position. A demo coming out. Unfortunately, Classic not able to put it in.
Very close there. Control did get demolished in net. Classic, as you said, looking for the goal. Comes up a bit short. Ball now in front of the box. 1 minute remaining. Zeto over to Classic. He kills it. He's going to pass to the middle. He's got a lot of options.
Oh, what a play.
Scores there, and Ascendance takes the lead.
Good decision making as well. Seeing his teammate on that wall, plays it in, and then that subtle delay. Rather than forcing it, he decides to dribble it inside until that perfect moment where that defender comes out of the net. Then he passes it over and shoots it to the opposite direction. Well done by Ascendance.
And the defender trying to read the pass with 2 shooters right there. Pretty difficult to understand who is going to be taking the shot. And depth perception can also become an issue. And Ascendance takes the lead here over EHAWKERZ. Zeto now towards the box, a miss, and GCR has to bail him out, play it away. Be able to get this one out now. Ball controlled enemy territory off of the pass from Control. Gets a pass one. Does it go in the net? Just carries it all the way through. Nobody home in the back. It's a tie game.
Way to tie it up with only 30 seconds left, but both of these teams are doing a fairly good job of seeing their teammates. The awareness to pass it over, making sure that possession is maintained for at least a little bit. We saw that more so with clears at the beginning, but as the game's developed, you're starting to see that move more and more downfield.
26 seconds remaining. Stake into the corner. GCR with the clear upwards. 20 seconds on the clock and a tie ball game. It's looking like overtime, but this could change in a moment. Classic, I don't know if he meant a back pass there, but Stake will pick it up, move it upfield. Classic puts it into the box. GCR with a soft touch, and Zeto to try and put it back in, but it goes wide. Stake now, downfield. Zeto kills it in the box, a bump from Stake, but Control plays to the side. No shooter was there. Overtime in game number 1.
Right concept from Stake, but unfortunately for him, he was the only one there to follow it up. Trying to just bring out that defender and give an opportunity for his teammate.
Oh, that one goes past. GCR with a half flip on the wall. He'll set it up. Control goes airborne, but he doesn't quite have the altitude. Zeto did not make contact either, and Daniel will be able to keep the pressure on. Can Control drop this one down? All the defenders out. Where is GCR? He comes in, gets a demo onto Zeto, but Zeto got the touch to put it away, and that'll give Ascendance time to reset on the defense. Here comes Control again. The 50-50 with Classics goes out to Stake, and he'll move it into the orange, but there's GCR down the field. All the defenders out. I'm not really sure where Classic was going. He pieced out to the side after the clears, and then nobody was in the back, and that's an easy one. GCR, the hat trick here. He'll take the win in game number 1 for EHAWKERZ.
It's unfortunate because of the way this compacts through. The ability to play that across field. There was another teammate in the middle for Ascendance, and Classics was playing that far post, just waiting for another pass, but because of that going just a little bit too far out, he has to double back. He's not able to make it in time, and EHAWKERZ takes full advantage of that mistake.
EHAWKERZ, a very, very even game back and forth here, and a team that very unfamiliar with here. GCR, a name that I have never heard before today, before I saw him on the pitch here, comes out in big fashion, really putting the team on his back, scoring all of the goals, and making a lot of the defensive plays, and 6 shots from him, 2 from the rest of the EHAWKERZ lineup here. GCR doing a lot of work in this match.
Yeah, moving all over, gaining a hat trick for himself, which was fantastic in his first showing for us. But the big difference, too, was EHAWKERZ came out way faster than Ascendance. Ascendance actually did a pretty good job of matching that, and that transitioned over. You saw how many opportunities they had at keeping that possession over, but we've been seeing it and saying it all day. It doesn't matter if you have the possession on one side if you don't capitalize on it, and they just weren't able to find the back of the net. Ball resets in midfield, completely different story. EHAWKERZ comes out blazing and puts a goal in.
Yeah, I really liked Ascendance here where their team plays a bit more of intentional offense, but it seemed like EHAWKERZ was just really making use of the counterattack and of looking for mistakes on the side of Ascendance to be able to score. And so we saw multiple goals going in on open nets where there was no defender back. And so EHAWKERZ just playing clean, simple Rocket League here, get the win in game number 1. And both these teams sort of, especially EHAWKERZ, kind of a mysterious new challenger here, a team that we don't know that much about and we're getting to know right now. They make a great impression in game number 1. Let's see what they're able to do in game number 2. As we continue on our best of 5 with a rival series spot waiting for the team that comes after. A great block by Zeto. A good setup on the side of EHAWKERZ, and Danny makes the shot, but Zeto is in net, able to get the save. Stake down to the corner. Baits in 2, but no support from the rest of his team. And that'll give EHAWKERZ the opportunity to move this one down. Danny looking for goalies, doesn't find much. There's no shot to follow up from his team anyways. Classic now in the air, onto the backboard. Can he do it this by himself? It'll be GCR who clears it away, off to the side. They'll get the transition back onto offense.
Both these teams showing that the seeds really don't matter. As EHAWKERZ applying quite a bit of pressure, not afraid to move down. Touches on point. Just a matter of maintaining that possession and that control a little bit better. As a lot of panic hits come out, you see it even in there with Danny just playing that straight up.
Danny letting that one bounce off his hood. Ball has stayed in the corner for a while now. Nice pass out. Stakes takes the shot wide of the post. Another opportunity he'll have here as it drops into the box. Danny's right there, and GCR will clear it away. Good work by Ascendance to create more opportunities to score, to keep that offensive going and have it not just be a one-and-done play, as they've been falling prey to some quick transitions on the side of EHAWKERZ in this first half of game 2. But we'll stay scoreless here with 3:30 left to go. It's EHAWKERZ back up on offense. Danny in the mid will look for the backboard pass. Stake will clear it away. Danny will transition to just trying to keep the siege going. But Classic gets it over the top. GCR with the turnaround in the middle. Just look at this. A solo transition. Gets the setup onto the backboard, and Stake shuts it down, and what would have inevitably been a goal. He had 2 players there to clean up for him.
Yeah, really difficult situation. He plays that ball really wide, trying to get a power shot as he comes across with the corner of his car. Gets past the one, but having that second player in defense.
Zeto should be able to do this one. It drops off the bar, but I think Classics interfered with what Zeto was trying to read off of that one. They had baited so many defenders up, and the ball was just slowly falling back down into the box. But no cigar comes out for Ascendance here. 2:47 left to go, approaching halftime. Both teams yet to score. We're seeing quite a bit of, it's interesting, we're seeing kind of some double commits on offense and defense at the same time, which kind of just neutralizes the negative effect of either of them. You have multiple players on both sides committing the same ball. But crossing halftime, still scoreless here in game 2, with EHAWKERZ with a 1-game lead.
You're exactly correct. Definitely a balanced match. The mistakes are pretty much as you stated. There is some double commits, not completely clear on who's supposed to be going for the ball. And that can be solved with communication. You see one go up for that hit. If Zeto's coming in, it's like, okay, man, I got the back off. And he just doesn't. So some of those things can be cleaned up, but still plenty of time. Still scoreless as well.
GCR around 1. It's a 1v2 here in front of the net. They'll get it past him. Control, pick up the small pass, and that's EHAWKERZ on the board.
Really good unselfish play as well. As soon as that ball comes off the wall, good trap to play that back outside and around that last defender. But then as he gets into that last moment, it looks like he wanted to flick it, but instead passes it to his teammate. The unselfish play leads to a goal.
1:59 left to go here in game 2. And EHAWKERZ trying to make the Cinderella story happen. Danny can double tap this one down, but doesn't quite sneak it under the crossbar. 2 players commit on the clear, and now it's just Stake in the backfield as Control baits Stake into the corner. Classic gets set up in net. Won't be able to clear it away, but GCR in to create more pressure. GCR, who's kind of, I feel like he's behaving like the team captain here. For EHAWKERZ, he seems to have the most control of the rotation, but it's hard to tell when all 3 players play all positions, basically.
You just never know as well with some of these teams where you can have a player that may have a defined role, but he just has one of those days where he's going off, and it's like, you know what, man, just do your thing, and it's working out. GCR, he's playing everywhere, man.
Yeah, for sure. A solid pass play came through from Ascendance, but the shot, again, just wide. Zeto looking for the fake. Danny doesn't fall for it, and he'll move it into the corner. Nobody in net. Stake is going to go up on the wall. And Zeto and Classics both were waiting for the boost in the corner, but they bought enough time on the wall with Zeto's positioning to be able to get them to transition that one out and keep a shot from materializing there from EHAWKERZ. Danny now down the field. He's got GCR right in front of him. The ball outpaces him a bit, but still onto the backboard. Controls airborne. Nobody in net. He'll shoot, and it goes wide. So close. Had the opportunity, but with 50 seconds left, EHAWKERZ still has the lead.
That could have been a really defining goal as well for EHAWKERZ, putting them up by 2. We haven't seen too much of a score margin otherwise.
Ooh, an opportunity. Stake falls back. He doesn't like the positioning from Danny. Probably the best chance that Ascendance was going to get here in the last 30 seconds or so. See if they can do it as the time is ticking down. They need to get a goal. Another one from the side of EHAWKERZ would be quite deadly. Put this game just out of reach. Danny on the wall, trying to zone out multiple players, just kill some time. Classics moves this one up. Had Stake on the wall with Zeto. Now GCR dribbling this one down, straight off the corner. Control puts it back in. He can just kill this one. What a smart play. Just back off the wall. Don't allow Stake to clear it. The 50-50 doesn't work in your favor. They have got to make the full carry here, and Stake actually plays it back in the wrong direction. Now Zeto down the field. This is the right way, but he will not be able to get there in time. EHAWKERZ 2 games in a row. And the 43rd seed, 1 game away right now from qualifying for Rival Series.
What a Cinderella story for these guys, but it's again the same situation. Ascendance comes out, really good offense, but despite all those creative fast attempts, they can't find the back of the net. And something about this GCR character that his fast play style is just forcing these guys to play off, but then his teammates compact it. You see Control in the corner. He's like, yeah, there's only 10 seconds. I'm not even going to go up on the wall. I'm just going to kill this time and then play it across. So good decision-making coming up from this team.
Interesting stat here. 1 goal scored in this game, right? And you would think that the MVP of the match would have the 1 goal, but actually of the personal points being scored, the Control with 170 personal score was the person who scored the goal, and he's actually on the bottom for his team. Both GCR at 200 and Danny at 255 scored more than he did, which shows a bit of, you know, I think that puts Control mostly back in the 3rd rotation, so the goal came through as a cleanup, but the other guys really doing a lot of work to push that ball downfield. And EHAWKERZ here doing a good job working as a team, playing together and blocking the shots that are on target. 5 shots coming through from Ascendance, but none of them finding the net here, and a few of them were definitely wide. I think a bit of inaccuracy hurting Ascendance right now, as they are they're doing a better job moving the ball downfield, but they're still struggling so much to find a goal.
Yeah, it just seems to be that they don't really have dedicated roles like as a default.
Sure.
And they're kind of overlapping in that sense. Well, as for EHAWKERZ, like you can definitely tell, GCR, if he gets the ball, he's the one that's going to be bringing it up with the help of Danny in most circumstances. You even saw with Control, it'd be a different story for him. You saw that touch where it went underneath and to the right just a little bit. He is the 3rd man. He follows in, takes that last shot, buys the other 2 time, and then they all do it over again.
Yeah, and it's Control's mostly the kind of the rotational, the anchor player who's filling in the role where Danny and GCR are not. And you'll see like GCR going up and making the first attempt at shots a lot, but that also means that he's the first one on the rotation. So, here comes a shot from Classic.
What a save!
Blocked by Control, sends that one away. And look at this quick transition from EHAWKERZ.
Exactly what you want out of your anchor position, the person that you can rely on no matter the situation. What a crucial save.
GCR now past 1 and 2. Moving this down the field with Control in the middle. Take this shot up, and Danny thinking about it in the back. He'll challenge Classics off the wall, but gets dunked, and it goes into the corner. GCR now picks this one up. Control in net, and Danny will rotate into 2. Control gets demolished. Nobody in net. Zeto can send this one straight downfield, and Ascendance has the lead.
Well played by Ascendance, recognizing the situation. They have 1 back. What do? Classic stays up, takes out that last man. Wide open net. Ascendance on the board.
4:09 left here. First goal going in here in the 1st minute. And Ascendance, having dropped games 1 and 2, 1 game away from being eliminated from contention and being sent home for the season. They're going to have to win 3 straight. They want to make it into the Rival Series. Control dropping it back into the corner. Classics and Stake were both there already. Classic to drive this one down. Zeto following behind. GCR now in the back. Allowing Control to move up first. Got Danny in support. They can't get it through Zeto. GCR dropping into the corner. Now back out. Danny is there. He'll pick it up and turn this one around. GCR is going for that midfield boost. But on that touch from Zeto, he'll move back. Let Control move out first. Now GCR in the corner. Stake drops it across. Classics looks to take a shot but cannot make contact. A decent pass, and there was a lot of space given there by EHAWKERZ. But just, again, a lack of capitalization, a lack of an ability to shoot properly. hurting Ascendance right now with 3:08 left to go. They've got the lead in the game. They need to hold on to it, but so far, EHAWKERZ has been out shooting them in both games 1 and 2.
Yeah, those are definitely ones that they need to score upon.
Ooh.
Pass inside as Control tries to make a touch.
What a fake.
Oh, no!
Can they finish it off? No! Danny plays it away. Oh, that's so unfortunate for EHAWKERZ there. I think it was Control who made the fake in game 1 as well, so these guys definitely knowing how to play the dribble game. GCR in a 1v1. He'll play it over the top. Can anybody get up? It's Control airborne to take a shot towards the net. It goes wide, and Stake gets the clear. There's more fantastic offense from here from EHAWKERZ, just not able to capitalize again.
Almost with that opportunity. And it comes down to a hindsight situation. You know, he could have just shot that immediately. I don't think the defender would have been able to make it back in time. Which is sometimes these flicks, and that's the difference between some of these pros. Those subtle touches, the ones where it's a quick flick over the top with power, is what comes in with the precision from this team.
GCR with a shot, 2 defenders up, and they're tangled up. Danny with an excellent follow-up, and they both commit again, but they still get the save. Now nobody in net. Stake needs to get there quickly as GCR finally gets in and punishes. When you commit twice like that, you're going to eventually get punished.
No, exactly right. Their wave. C2 try to go make that same one, and as Stake's just trying to hurry back into defense, all GCR has to do is play it back across his body. Easy open net. All tied up, 2 minutes left.
2 minutes left to go, and EHAWKERZ finds a way back into the game. Zeto shot towards net. GCR is there. GCR has been about the most consistent shooter on the pitch today, or in this match. Zeto with a nice shot. GCR with the save. Well played. A savior medal coming out here.
Demo.
Oh, there's 2 down. Can Stake get this one in? It's up to Danny. He gets the save. The only player remaining from his team. And both of his teammates spun in the same corner. Not something that happens very often there, but he's able to bail them out and keep this tied up. Classics moves it back into the corner. It's Control in the back here. They get it through the first line, but Danny plays it onto his own backboard to get that one away from the inbound shooter.
Really good rotation as well.
Oh, Classic gets that away. Zeto to move it back downfield. 1:20 left to go. Still tied up at 1 apiece.
Good touch over to the corner as well by Control. Finishing that off the top, played out.
Oh, Danny's got the run. He'll take the shot, put that one through. The miss in the midfield from Ascendance could cost them a chance at the rival series.
Classics went up for that. He tried to win that, but that 50-50 in favor just pushes it way past that waiting defender on the side of Ascendance. Just can't react in time, and they're just able to sweep it all the way down to the opposite end of the field. Something that EHAWKERZ has been so well at is that quick counterattack.
We keep calling them classics.
It's classic.
It is classic. It's so hard after 3 seasons of saying classics. Zeto is taking a shot towards the net. 2 defenders up, nobody's there. But Classic had fallen very far back and was not able to move up and punish that double commit and a double whiff. About the worst it could be for the defense. Danny got the clear, 50 seconds remaining. Now he's looking to take a shot. The slow play from Classic, trying to get the fake, but he's tried to fake way too early there. Danny got the read. GCR now with a lot of traffic around him. Able to keep it in the corner, keep it away from the net. 34 seconds remaining. EHAWKERZ holds on to this. They qualify for the RLRS.
What a story that would be, as well as the 43rd seed coming in on match point. Only 20 seconds, a shot on net.
Can he finish it here? No, he misses on the double, on the rebound. Coming off of the net. Stake will look to pass down to Classics. The shot towards the net. Control behind Stake. Moving it down, and as the final countdown strikes, it's all up to Ascendance. Can they push this through? GCR holds on to ball control, puts it upper 90, and that'll do it. That's all she wrote. EHAWKERZ, this last 6 seconds will pan out, but Ascendance, they came so close. They'll have to wait till next season to make it in the Rocket League Rival Series.
I mean, what more of a story, and is it any more appropriate? Des gets the prediction wrong, and it's a sweep. Like, what?
These guys, it's just been sweep city here in Europe, but GCR and company, Control and Danny, they've got to feel so good about this game. Well done, and welcome to the Rocket League Rival Series.
That's got to be such a good feeling as well. You know, odds are all against you having to battle through this bracket. And for them to come through, and everybody really showing up. Obviously, the dedicated roles were a little bit more defined, but it really came down to just one player on their team stepping up, controlling, and then allowing the other two to get comfortable. And you got to give it to GCR all over the pitch.
Yeah, man, that guy was very, very impressive. Made an excellent performance, and his team rotated well around him. So these guys playing like a team that wants to be here. I think there's definitely, it makes sense that they look like a good rival series team. There was a lot of kind of simple mechanical mistakes that I think that they would have to work on to make it all the way up to RLCS.
And that's the benefit, is you're going to see some teams that are definitely ahead of the pack, the 1-2 teams. But that's where these guys are going to learn and get better each season. So it'll be exciting storylines for these guys.
This is a perfect place to test their mettle and to continue to improve and rise up through the ranks. And we had Emotion yesterday making an upset and upsetting Fibian, knocking Fibian down to the RLRS and the North American side. So here, slightly different story, but EHAWKERZ, a team that nobody was talking about before this game got started, before today, they have now made it into the rival series. Excellent to see them here, and can't wait to see who else joins them. We've got a few more matches left for today. Let's send it back to the desk.
Yeah, they did it. Congrats to EHAWKERZ taking down Ascendance and advancing into the rival series. Did you guys have EHAWKERZ on your top 16 coming into today?
I mean, I didn't know who they were. So.
Yeah, that's what's awesome.
Well, now we do.
Now we do.
Now I do.
Yeah, we do.
Now I know who they are.
Good job, EHAWKERZ, and we're going to get to know them more as they compete in the rival series. What an awesome storyline there. 43rd?
They were down there.
43rd on the seed list, and they're able to advance into the rival series. So that should give you guys motivation to practice hard, practice up. Anyone can make it, unless you're really bad. Then I wouldn't recommend. But you can always improve. Anyway, we have a Mobile One High Performance replay.
Good point.
That's why I stay out of the qualifier, guys. Don't worry. Here's the Mobile One High Performance replays, guys. EHAWKERZ taking care of Ascendance pretty easily.
Yeah, and I thought GCR, he was the MVP of the squad.
Yeah, without a doubt. He did such a good job all throughout the game. You notice him, he had demo plays. He was always there. You saw him going for selfless plays. He also had an incredible dribble. I think it was that first game.
Oh, yeah, the mind game right here. Oh, yeah, that pass.
Yes,
Well.
so good. Time and time again, I felt like he was kind of the glue that kept the whole team together.
Yeah, and out of the 7 goals that they scored, he was 5 of them. So he was most of the offense for EHAWKERZ. And I mean, I picked cloud seeding, but still, you know, in these qualifiers, anything can happen.
Yeah.
Both of these teams were actually relatively low seeded. EHAWKERZ, the extreme underdog. But even Pashy tweeted, he's like, I've played Danny before, but I have never heard of the other 2 players.
Exactly.
And Pashy is like the best finder of talent scout.
Yeah,
He's the best scout in the game. So if he doesn't know who you are really under the radar.
Well, I have a question for you guys, especially,
you know, savage.
When we
well,
talk
I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying it's under the radar. I'm not saying they're bad.
It's a great storyline, honestly, and that's what we look for. Dark horses coming out of the woodworks to win. I have a question for you guys, especially when you consider like the top tier Rocket League teams compared to a little bit lesser down. Right, that's the purpose of RLCS versus the rival series, being able to give a platform to those teams that are less than that top 8, that are not in the top 8 of the depth chart of what we consider to be the best Rocket League teams. So when we talk about these teams that are on the bubble, I would say, maybe from not being involved to being in the rival series, like EHAWKERZ, able to surprise everyone and make it through. What are the core fundamental things these guys need to be focused on going from the grand champion ladder, perhaps, and actually competing at a very high level in tournament play? What are those details that they really need to focus on to do well?
Consistency is king, and also the finishing that you see at the highest level was not present in this series. We saw a lot of opportunities that went unfinished that normally a team at the higher level will hit 100% of the time.
Yeah, I think that like you said, consistency is king, and another thing is being able to really be able to adapt, being like a multifaceted player, and not just saying, okay, I'm only good at this one thing, that's all I'm going to do. You need to be good absolutely everywhere because, you know, you rotate. So you need to be able to do everything on the field just as well as both of your teammates. And that's why we see Gale Force so successful, because any of those players can fulfill any role on that team, and there's no difference.
And they can put a hard shot on net from almost anywhere.
Yeah, so it's super important just that you focus on becoming an all-around stronger player, and I think also communication as well, making sure that, you know, you find some teammates and you guys stay focused. I think we saw in that game, even though these guys were lower seeded, I guess they're all Spanish players, probably felt comfortable. They looked comfortable with each other out there for sure. And it's something that you can actually see as a spectator. You know when players are like double overcommitting, triple overcommitting. I mean, it's very clear that they have communication problems when that kind of thing happens. So I'd say, you know,
That's a lot of stuff to work on.
Yeah.
There's more, man. I can go for a long time.
No, that's awesome. And honestly, really excited to see EHAWKERZ do so well. Coming from nowhere, but now they're going to be playing in the Rival Series. We have more matches coming your way. 3 matches to go. The next match you're going to see on stream is going to be another match to decide who's going to be involved in the Rival Series. The winner of this next match will move into the Rival Series. The loser will not be involved with the RLCS at all, maybe next time. It's going to be a matchup between FMW and the Juicy Kids. Stay tuned. You're watching the Rocket League Championship Series here on twitch.tv/Rocket League. We'll be right back.